Hello again, good friends. Welcome, new subscribers. I'm Brian from Apex Detail. Today we're going to take a look at Sonax Paint Cleaner NPT. This is a 3-in-1. It's a polish, a fine polish. It can take care of weathered painted surfaces, light oxidation, light imperfections. It's also a cleaner, and it also lays down a layer of polymer protection, a polymer sealant, very similar to Net Shield. So it's a 3-in-1. Very good for you guys just starting out, or if you have a business going and you want to expand your services to a paint enhancement or a one-step, or if you just want to take care of your own car, you're an enthusiast, a driveway detailer, this may be something you want to look into. I have a test panel set up. We're also going to use it on a vehicle that needs to be corrected. We'll test it on that as well, so let's get going. First thing we're going to do is clean up this panel. This is a test panel I use for the cutting compound series. As you can see, signs of the last test. This has sand marks from 2500 grit down to 800 grit. And what we'll do, we'll use a polisher with the 15mm throw. We have the Eurofiber 50/50 blend pad on here, and we'll use the Sonax Paint Cleaner NPT to clean up and see what we can take care of here. And I'll mask off the area so we can see if there's a difference in the way it makes your paint look once the protection is there. We'll see if it makes it deeper, darker, richer, what kind of protection it leaves behind. And let's get this going. Any detailing product has to be agitated, especially sitting cold on a shelf. Pick it up, shake it for at least 20 seconds. This has 3 different elements to it, so you want to get them all mixed in. You can see the nice easy pour spout. Very cool to get some nice decent pea-sized drops on your pad without the mess. And there I go, squeezing half a quarter size. Comes out very quick, guys. It's a thin product. You can see very thin, sort of like a milky substance. There's hardly any residue with this stuff, no dusting whatsoever. Very user-friendly. A lot of the cleaner polishers are going to be thin like that, especially the Angel Wax Perfect Polish in the clear bottle. It does take on the consistency of milk, and I often get asked if anything is wrong with it. No, that's perfectly fine. That's how these products and polishes are supposed to be. We'll do a crisscross pattern here, left to right, then up and down. We'll wipe off that very light residue. I'm kind of anxious myself to see the turnaround on these type of imperfections. I've used it on some newer cars that just needed a little bit of brightening up, especially on silvers, whites, grays, those colors that take a little bit extra effort to make them pop. But this type of imperfection here, I really am anxious to see what it can do, how far it can go. I like to keep the length of videos reasonable. I'm not going to go crazy with the editing. I just want to show you how long you can work this product. There will be no dusting whatsoever, and the cycle time is very impressive. This particular polish has the fine aluminum oxide powder abrasives. I would keep it away from plastic and rubber trim, and I also would find shade to work this product into the paint. A very fine, very thin residue, and a very clean polish to work with towards the end of either your correction cycle, or if you're just using as an enhancer or a one-step polish. No dusting whatsoever. The residue, even from the start, is light. You could work it for an extremely long period of time. The cycle time, the open time is very, very nice. user-friendly. This stuff wipes off real easy. No effort at all. Let's take a look at the areas that had the sand marks. Starting at the 2500 grit, those are pretty much removed, which is, boy, that's all already outperformed what I thought it would, reading that it can remove light, oxidation, and just weathered paint surfaces. As we get down to the 2000 grit and the 1500, I'm going to try and get an angle using the light, and you can see, yep, right here, you can see a faint area where the sand marks still remain. That's the 1500 grit. There's the 1000 grit section and the 800 grit section. As you can see, it has done a decent job bringing out gloss to the area. We're going to find out in a minute what type of protection it laid down, but it feels really smooth. You can hear that. Very smooth. Okay, let's see what type of protection it laid down, what type of beating this will give us. All right, I have my little pump sprayer here. Let's see if this thing shows us any beating at all. Does it have any water repellency whatsoever? That this panel is trashed, has no protection whatsoever. This is very impressive. Just from that one pass, that crisscross pattern. So decent water repelling properties, and I can tell you again, I don't have to stress enough how just trash this panel is from testing on it, how it's been sliding out around outside, leaning up against the building, dirt, all kinds of contaminants, and it really brought some nice deep gloss and reflection to the area that we worked it on. Very smooth to the touch, and you know, as for durability, I'm going to test that, and I will get back to you on that. The best way to test that is just to put it on a car that's going to go out into the rain, snow, heat, extreme cold, and I will keep you posted with that. Now, we're going to head over to a car that needs a little bit of TLC, and we'll see how it performs on that. Okay, next, we're going to come up to a car here that needs some TLC. Not everybody can afford to give up their car for 3-4 days for a major correction. Not everybody has the budget for a 4-stage correction. This car has a lot of love marks here. It has mold spores. It's just overall dull. Needs to be brought back to life. Needs to be given a little bit of depth. So I'm going to mask off an area here, and we'll see what type of improvement we can get, an enhancement from just one step. All right, I masked a small portion of this panel off, and I left the mold spores and everything in here. It is a polish. It is a cleaner. Let's see everything that it can take care of. You can see the love marks, the overall dullness. There is no clarity whatsoever. Let's try the Sonax out in this area and see what type of turnaround and improvement we can make in one step. So as you can see, it has it nice and smooth, brought out clarity. The deeper love marks and scratches remain. However, it made it nice and clean and clear. I mean, this is perfect to do paint enhancements, one steps, bring out some gloss, reflection, not have to worry about a full correction or a multi-step correction. Easy on the budget for your customer, easy for you to get around the car quickly, and very effective. I really like this stuff. Alright guys, again, that was Sonax Paint Cleaner NPT, a fine abrasive, a cleaner, and a polymer sealant all in one. If you're just starting out, want to expand your services, if you're taking care of your own car, you don't need an expensive polisher to team up with this. You can go out and grab a Harbor Freight or the Grillos Garage 8mm throw. You could find at just about any parts store. Grab one of their foam pads, their cookie cutter orange foam cutting pads, and a finish pad. See which one works for the imperfections you have on your car. It will finish down well, and it will lay down some protection to get you through a couple months. If you have any questions at all, don't hesitate. Brian from Apex Detail. Catch you in the next video.